Hi, it's Emily here and welcome back on my channel. We're after first race of this season with new cars, new regulations, and well, I'm not so optimistic. Let's start from the beginning. Oscar and Nico finished the race before the race even started. Oscar crashed and Nico was having a problem with car. In general, there was 6 DNFs, the same as in previous season. Quick interrupt by Emily from the future. I just must add that in last year in Australia, the weather was terrible. There was rainy, and also on the grid was many of rookies. So 6 DNFs were not so bad that time. But when it comes to the new overtaking system, well, it's not something that I really like, to be fair, because it's kind of missing the point of fighting for a position right now, because you're not fighting by your skills in driving, but you're fighting with your skills of saving the energy in battery, and there is not so much of opportunity to try to defend. So I think that it's missing the point when it comes to Formula One, because I think it's kind of unfair, to be honest, because you can be a really good driver and you can have really good skills in driving, but if somebody have more of power in battery, he can just use it and get the speed because of that, the power from it, and just overtook you without any problem. Because looking at the start of the race, George and Charles was overtaking themselves once and once again. Finally it stopped and George makes some gap between them, but okay, sure, they were overtaking each other, but where's the point in just that kind of overtaking somebody? Because, I don't know, maybe this is my problem, and it can be only my opinion, but I just think that it's not something that I really like, because, as I said, I feel that it's missing the point. I know that the new system was made to make the races more interesting with overtaking, and to be fair, like, factually, there was more overtaking than usual, but in my opinion, Formula One is not just about overtaking. There is no fight for a place, because someone can just use the battery, get the power from it, and just overtook you. Also, I saw that a few drivers were pretty struggling during this race, that they don't feel the car, and it was so obvious looking at Lando. Lando was struggling as hell, and I'm sure that he's not feeling that car at all. The point of these changes was also to make car faster and to make the gaps between all drivers on the grid smaller, but it didn't work. It didn't work at all, because looking at this race and race in Australia last year, Oliver was the last who ended the race, and he get a gap like 40 seconds. And right now on this race, Oliver, who was 7th, was already double it. So every driver from 7th position to 16th position were overtook by leader at least once. And when it comes to Sergio Perez, he was overtook 3 times. It's so extremely rare, because I made some research and I looked at the results from every race for past 5 seasons, and this kind of situation happened only 5 times. Last year in Monaco, and that was Kimi, and the next situations were in 2021. So it was 4 years without any situation when somebody was overtook by leader 3 times. Actually, I found that in Austria 2024, Lando was overtook like 7 times, but I'm not sure if he ended this race because, for example, if you looked at the results from today's race, there is Lance Stroll with plus 15 laps, but he did not finish the race. So I have no idea why it's visible there. But generally, from past 5 seasons, it was 114 races, and at only 5, that kind of situation happened only at 5 from 114. And looking back to today's race, Lando, who was 5th, was losing 51 seconds, and the last year, Oliver, who was 14th, was losing 40 seconds. So Lando's was losing 11 seconds more on 5th position. So that point is, this thing is not working. The difference are even bigger and even more visible than it was in previous years. I mean, looking at the differences in fastest lap from today and from last year, actually Max was 78 hundredths of a second quicker than Lando last year, but it's not a significant difference, in my opinion, looking at the fact that it's just the fastest lap of the race. And to be honest, when I was watching qualifying and what was happening during practice sessions, I was terrified. I was terrified that half of the grid won't end up the race because drivers was struggling, the cars was having problems, everything was wrong there. But the race wasn't the worst. I can't just close my eyes and don't see the fact that overtaking is unfair, in my opinion, and differences are much bigger than it was. Drivers doesn't feel the car, but okay, there is new car, new regulations, it's just like new generation of Formula 1. So it's pretty obvious that the drivers who were good last season doesn't have to be good this season, because the biggest change is that the car is different and they have to learn how that car works, and it will take time. So I think that this season in general will be about learning how everything's working, how to make it better, because they had like 3 months to get used to new car. There is a significant differences between those two cars. It's not just about it's smaller, it's lighter, it's faster. It's different types of wings, for example. So drivers have to learn that. And it's obvious, it's normal thing that if something is changing, you have to get used to that. But I think that they had not enough time for that. It can be just my opinion. If you have different opinion, then it's fine. Maybe if the drivers will get used to new cars, then things will change, because probably it will be this way. It's just the beginning, and the differences can be seen during the next races. I kind of hope that it will change during the season, because it's pretty sad to see how drivers are struggling, and they sometimes like fighting for a life in that car. There was also new penalty for Colapinto, which called and go. And I was kind of confused when I saw that, especially looking at the fact that I was watching that at 5 in the morning, and I was just like, I literally woke up, opened Formula 1 app, and I saw that Oscar is not about to start the race, and I was like, what the fuck, bro? It's like 4:55, why? Wait, what the fuck? PS3 out of
Australian Grand Prix. What the fuck do you mean? Oscar's car is beginning recovered from track. Sadly, we won third at Austrian Grand Prix. What the fuck do you mean? It's 4:56. When the hell that happened?
I'm trying to be realist here. I have that inner feeling that everything will changing. I just kind of needed to let it out because it was kind of eating me inside, especially the new overtaking system. Because I don't know, it just feels unfair. How you're supposed to defend yourself when somebody's having more energy, more power in the battery, then he will just overtake you. And I'm kind of sad about it because I really feel that it's missing the point of fighting for a position in Formula One. I definitely liked more DRS system, not gonna lie about it, but I can change it. I can just watch it and kind of accept it. To be honest, I just don't know what I feel about it. I just feel like I have no clue what I'm supposed to feel. I'm kind of torn, you know? Because at the beginning, before the race, I was like, oh, the new overtaking system will be good because there were a lot of situations when somebody was stuck in the traffic after pitting or so. And in that kind of situation, the overtaking system, it's making the point there, but I don't think that it's making a point in just casual overtaking somebody, because yeah, Max did overtook more than half a grid, but what's about it when there was no emotion about it? There was no fight. I mean, there was fight for 5th position, not for... That's so unusual thing to see, that Max and Lando was fighting for 5th position, not for 1st, not for 2nd, not for 3rd, for a 5th position. It was so unusual to see, to watch. I was just, it doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel right, to be fair, and it's not just about that I'm a McLaren fan. It's just so weird. That's so weird. So yeah, Lando was defending himself somehow, and he did manage to end up on that 5th position. But in every single other situation, it was just one car is going, there is another car, and it's just like that. They're overtaking like that. It just, there is no fight for that place. It's just like, okay, I have a power in battery, I will use it and I will overtake him easily. I don't know, it's my biggest problem. My biggest problem is with that new system, with the fact that they can use it anywhere if they have enough power in battery. I kind of have a feeling that the skills of a driver are kind of in the background. On the front is how driver use the battery and how he saving the energy during braking. I think that's all. Let's hope that next races will be better, and let's hope that the races in Bahrain and Saudi Arabia will be able to make it safely, because that's the most important right now. So yeah, thank you for listening my shit talking. Love you all. Thanks for watching, and bye bye.